Good day, YouTube. Cooking with the Rhino. We haven't done a Cooking with the Rhino in a long time. I actually started recording this on old Betsy over here. And yeah, it was a dumb idea because we could do it live. So why not do it live, right? So I know she's not going to be watching this, so I have a date coming up. So we figured we'd start making some fancy food. So you have myself and Al here. We're cooking up some stuff. We're testing one of the things. So one of the things I'm going to be doing, thanks to Al's suggestion, is a baked Bosch pear with a balsamic reduction.
Just tell her it was all your idea.
I will tell her it was all my idea. I'm telling the internet it wasn't.
I can tell the internet too. But
okay, it's all my idea. Yeah. So what we have going on, right? So Bosch Pears. We got some Bosch. 1 second. Looks like my camera's a little dirty. Try that. Yeah, there we go. Okay, there was a little bit of oil on that there camera lens. So Bosch Pears, for those of you that have not had them, pretty pears. Pretty pears. Nice, thick skin. According to the internet, you cut them in half, put them in a pan of butter with for 30 minutes aside. Well, 30 minutes period.
20-25 minutes.
Yeah. So we're gonna do it as the full pear because it should hold in some more juices. And it will look pretty, yeah. So it's in there. We started it at 35 minutes just to see. The internet says 400 degrees. We did it at 350 because Al says that's what he did on his ad.
I do everything at 350, and let's be honest, 400 is a little intense, but every stove's different.
And then we have our balsamic that's simmering.
Starting to simmer, yeah. And that's
so we're reducing that down.
And be careful it doesn't simmer intensely because this stuff stains. I mean, look at it. But it tastes like magic in a savory dish, and
So, for those of you wondering, we have it's a Bertulli. Bertulli.
What did we do with
it's right over here. It's over here. Some Bertulli.
Yeah.
Balsamic is what we're using.
Any store, you buy some balsamic. You don't have to pay $20 a bottle for balsamic reduction. You pay $3. Yeah. Well, you should buy really good balsamic, but then, we live in Canada, so.
We had to get some maple syrup for some other ideas that are coming up, some strawberry ideas and some raspberry Compote ideas.
And kudos to the store for selling organic for the same price. It had to have been mispriced.
Now, we went over this on the last camera, so we're gonna let Al do this again. But he talked me into getting some avocado oil for my cooking pleasures after this. So why don't you give your little spiel about avocado oil there, sir?
Well, I like avocado myself because everyone says high heat, but I like it because olive oil is much more sensitive to the high heat, and the avocado mix of omega fats is much better, in my opinion, to olive oil. And I mean, avocado, especially nowadays, most people should be eating a lot of avocados, so why not mix a little oil? But the high heat benefit there, because, I mean, some people don't like canola, right, which is a perfect high heat oil. That's perfect, I guess, because you don't use olive oil, you don't use hemp oil in cooking, but you use it in dressing. So avocado, if you're going to buy one omega-rich oil, you're not going to cook with your olive oil. You really probably shouldn't. But you can with the avocado oil. I've read studies that say that even at the cooking temperatures, you're not going to convert that's what they worry about, is the omega fats at high heat get converted to free radicals, or I don't know. But I read recent studies that say that it's not true. So you can even cook with hemp oil, but you know most people follow the labels. So in this case, The label's saying giver.
And we went out and got this too. Some nice rye bread for the raspberry Compote. Yeah, I'm not fancy, okay?
It's funnier if I make fun of you.
Yeah, I know. So the raspberry Compote will be done tomorrow. Well, no, I'm going to be doing that on Saturday itself. But the strawberries I'll do tomorrow. Your vape's right here.
Oh. Sorry. Can't go far. Yeah, see this nice little bubbling? You can actually see this. I mentioned this to you, but I didn't mention. Don't take it too far, because when it's warm, it'll flow. But when it dries, it can be glass. So you only take it to the point where it's thick. Potatoes, right? Take it to thick, and when I found it gets thick, this pan might not be big enough for the amount of balsamic we put in, but we'll see. What I found when I do it shallow, the bubbles form, and hang for a second before they burst. That's kind of the consistency, but just play with it. Play with it. It's kind of like, you can kind of do like when it sticks to the back of the, right? Think of it like an icing.
Good day, Maple Rusky. What's going on, sir?
Oh, you have. Where do you get your chat?
Right there.
Oh, it shows up on the screen. Nice, nice. You want to check on? Is there a light in the? Well, probably not. It's probably dead.
It's nice and dead. It's looking okay.
Yeah.
We'll pull it out. We have what, 8 minutes left on our first timer of that. We tested it out at 35 minutes to start. Might not work at that. We might have to put it in longer, but we'll see. Testing it out because, as Al says, you should make it look like you know what you're doing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. See, my wife sees, behind the scenes, so she knows that.
You have a new girlfriend, sir?
Every time.
Or is it the same one you got back with her? Because I know you. I'm wearing a white flat cap because I'm albino and all. Because I know you had one and then you didn't. So is it the same one or a new one? Flat cap off.
It's funny how the ducks quiet down, eh?
I know. Oh no!
It's like when you were doing the video with the camera, they were going crazy. But for some reason they seem to know you've gone live and they quieted down.
It's because they know who's boss. No, it's not. Not at all. So yeah. Yeah, so
What else were you doing?
oh, we were gonna do the strawberries tomorrow, right?
Well, if you stick to what we're talking about here, we're doing the balsamic reduction because we're gonna add a little bit of the balsamic reduction to
The strawberries.
The strawberries.
Yes.
Fabulous mix. But we're also going to pour that balsamic reduction onto the pear. We were talking about creaming some of that beautiful blue cheese you got. Because cream is always nice with. And the blue cheese, it seems like a savory note. The balsamic's very savory, but it's a dessert. It's a wonder especially if you've never had something that breaks those lines, It's going to be awesome. What else were we going to do? Oh, the Nashi pears.
Yes, Nashi pears. Okay, so yeah, the Nashi pears. Yeah, good day, Lee. How are you?
Yeah, so we're going to have a heavily baked Bosch pear.
Heavily baked Bosch pear.
Yeah.
With a raw. Sorry, guys. Get to look at my light for a second. It's probably blinding you like it would blind me. With a fresh Noski pear.
Nashi.
No, I don't fucking give a shit.
It's
an Asian pear. Okay, it's an Asian pear.
Asian pear.
It's an Asian pear. I won't slice it
apple.
up. Yeah, basically. Slice it up nicely. Put it on the plate beside the mushed up baked one. Be nice. It's a very nice looking pear. And we picked this one because it was freckled like the Irish.
Imperfect fruit is the best fruit. Just like people.
It's the only reason I'm good because I'm imperfect.
Oh, we talked about that too. Creating, I've done this quite a bit. I use the balsamic reduction. Remember we talked about using the whole bottle of the balsamic or not?
Yes.
Why bother, saving some of the balsamic vinegar? Because all you do is mix a little bit of the balsamic reduction in with some of your white wine vinegar here that you got. This is really nice. It's a little bit stronger flavor than rice wine vinegar. But if you were to mix this with that, you'd actually have balsamic vinegar again. Oh, sorry. You'd have balsamic vinegar again, and you can make.
Hi, Greg.
Where is Greg's here?
Oh no, that's not Greg. Sorry,
No,
that's
Greg.
Middle Fruit.
Yeah.
I just saw the little white thing and I thought it was his dog for a second.
It's a little late for the old man.
It is.
Oh my God! It's like 4 a.m. No, sorry.
Where's my tartan? My tartan apron? No, I just wear tartans. Period.
Yeah. So that's what we're gonna play with this. You'll have you keep a little balsamic. I used to keep a little balsamic reduction in the fridge. Take a little spoon out for anything you needed.
Good day, Starscream. What's going on? So yeah, dog food. We're doing the. How much time do we have left on the pear? 4 minutes before we check it. Okay?
Yeah.
It's not going to be ready.
No.
It's going to take longer.
Yeah, they didn't seem terribly ripe to begin with.
No, they're pretty solid right now.
Still taste great, which is nice about the Bosch, but they're very firm. So cooking helps with that. You can do that with avocados too. If you really need an avocado and it's too firm to eat, if you put it in the oven for a while, it'll get softer. Pretty cool. You're actually cooking it.
Yeah.
But it's very similar. It made me think of it because avocado is a fruit. So, right? Yeah. So.
Oh, you can hear it bubbling.
Yeah, well, it's time. 3 minutes. That's no problem here. We're going to take a look here because I actually guessed at an hour for a whole Bosch in the oven. Yeah, there you go. That's the... see how it's starting to stick to the spoon a little bit more, but it doesn't stick to the spoon. Yeah, so when it actually sticks to the spoon, that's probably where you're at. When it becomes... I don't know what the consistency that I would think of. Kind of like maple syrup. A thick maple syrup.
That's what we're looking for, a thick maple syrup?
Yeah, not as thick as honey, but a little bit thicker than maple syrup. So kind of like in between, if there was a thickness scale.
We move some dog food.
Ooh. You have to be careful when you don't have any toothpicks to keep it standing up. But as you can see, starting to come out the tip there. That's some lovely flavor, some caramelized juices. But see, that's my whole thought with the Bosque. The skin is so much thicker that it would keep more of that moisture.
Everyone needs to witness oil burns live.
Oil burns?
Yeah.
Yeah, you better be careful because that's going to be sticky as shit. So I'm guessing, no, see, yeah, it's still firm to the touch. So I'm thinking an hour, possibly more, but it's still going to be firm. I wasn't intending super soft, but I was intending to be able to eat with the spoon. So we're going to up that to another...
Oh, we got to stop it first. This is an old stove.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Don't hang over it while it's cooking because all that acetic acid is vaporizing right up your nose.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it cleans out the sinuses.
Oh, it did.
Yeah.
I can smell things better than I've smelt in once. Just wait till we do our beer reviews.
Oh, God. Oh, actually, our palates might be cleansed. Yeah, who knows? Oh, see, look at that. See? You got to keep stirring because what I ended up having, again, because we're using a cheaper pan in case we screwed up, it started to thicken. And I guess by the nature of the balsamic itself, it developed a skin, but it had developed a second skin because once I broke the skin to the outer part on the inside here, there was a thicker, I could feel the viscosity difference. So keep stirring it. That's what I have always done, but here we're busy, we're talking. But I actually keep stirring it because that actually helps for it to thicken up.
Good day, Rolling Rock and BTF. How are you guys doing?
Okay, what happened?
That's just it saying it's at temperature again. That's all.
Okay, and the timer set for another 30?
Timer set for another 30. Everything's good.
Okay. Well, geez, honestly, it's just waiting now.
Yeah.
We're waiting
So let's talk about the strawberries things we're going to do. Here, let's flip this around. Bang. What am I doing with the strawberries tomorrow? I'm slicing them up.
Yeah, I like everything simple. Strawberry is nice, low carb. It's fruit. It's beautiful. So the wife, like your lovely lady, loves strawberries. I'm a raspberry fan, so I do all sorts of crazy stuff with raspberries. For her, my favorite thing to do is just slice up some strawberries. Not oil. Oh yeah, balsamic. Yeah, not oil, but yeah. We are going to slice up the strawberries, mix it with a little bit of salt to help some of the juices come out, and some lemon and lime juice. I like to do both. A little bit of salt. We're going to taste it, see if it needs it. If they're not sweet, we pick some really nice ones, though. If they're not sweet enough, we got some really nice natural cane sugar you can throw in, or we have the maple syrup, or we can blitz up some of the strawberries and mix them back through. To concentrate the flavor as well. So we'll find out depending on how good the strawberries are. And then you just let them sit for a while. That helps pull out some of the real natural juices and they just get all glistening and beautiful. Don't forget some of the balsamic reduction because something about balsamic and strawberries. It's wonderful. Yeah. And then zest at the end. Yeah, that's it. My personal, I like to combine it with some creme fraiche or some whipped cream. Lightly sweetened, either with stevia or some low glycemic maple syrup. creme fraiche is just whipped cream without really any sweetening. It's actually not that bad because even though it's low carb, 35% fat, it still has a sweetness even when you don't add any sweetening. Vanilla essence though has no calories, so, but we forgot to get that. So, well, we don't have any cream either. So.
No, I don't have anything dairy in the house.
No, dairy is not so great, but man, I love dairy. I love my cheese. I love my cream, yogurt. That's the other thing we were going to consider is buying some nice high-fat Greek yogurt.
Here, sir, you're in charge of the phone for a second. I got to feed that dog.
And what do you do? Oh, yeah.
Hey, boy.
Yeah.
Here's your fit feeding of the day.
And honestly, a poor man's higher quality balsamic vinegar might be to reduce this by a bit and then rebottle it, because coming out of the bottle it would be much higher quality. Well, it would taste higher quality.
Anyone have any questions? Anything they want to talk about? I know this is simple as fuck and it's probably boring as fuck, but I don't care.
And it is kind of out of your viewer base, you know, comfort zone maybe, or even just interest. Not, you know. We could always grab a couple beers and we'll do like a review and a cooking. Have you done that before?
No,
Albino,
I have not.
Rhino cooks and reviews. And hot sauce too. You should do like everything.
Oh, I can show them that. I do have some nice hot sauces over here to look at later. So let's walk over here. These are my notes on what I'm making. Let's just move that over here. So I had some hot sauces picked up for me, and then I bought one today at Walmart. I bought this at Walmart today. It's just tiger sauce. Just thought, haven't had it, bought it. Stuff that was picked up, she picked this up for me, but I have had it. I just didn't say anything because I didn't want to hurt her feelings. Little old French lady bought me some hot sauces when she was in Louisiana. Now this one is pure ghost pepper. So she picked this up and she really wants it to burn the fuck out of me. We'll see. It's you just smoked that in, didn't you?
Oh, I did. Oh my god. Wow. Yeah, you gotta be careful. I just did. I didn't listen to myself.
Al is not a local chef, but I keep telling him he should be.
No, I had to learn to cook because our diet, as recommended by doctors in Canada, is killing us. So I had to learn how to cook properly.
And then she also got me this guy, P.O. And this one's in a plastic bottle. I don't think I've ever had a small plastic bottle of hot sauce.
Actually, it's starting to show some progress here. When you stir it, you can see the bottom of the pan, which, like whipped cream, see how I little leap motif there? Yeah, maybe not when I go and do it, of course, but when you're stirring it, you'll start to see that sometimes you see it, not anymore. Anyways, it did when I went and stirred it a minute ago.
I think you're making things up.
Yeah, I'm making shit up. But when you start seeing the pan, but you can see here, it's reduced by probably half from what it was before. So you get rid of quite a lot. So, I mean, you know, if you need some balsamic vinegar, consider buying 5 to 10 times as much as, if you need a balsamic reduction, consider buying 5 to 10 as much, 10 times as much vinegar as you're going to need reduction. I was surprised by how many bottles I used to go through. I used to reduce 500 mils at a time. And be amazed at how much you can go through when you're eating in on your berries and your salad and your meat. You can put that shit on anything. Yeah, like sambal and hot sauce.
Sambal. Oh, I love that stuff.
You know,
so what size bottle did you get? Just the usual?
That's it. You can't buy anything bigger than the 500.
You need to get yourself a restaurant size bottle.
I need to get myself, yes. I need to get myself some restaurant, a lot of stuff. Nope, look at that. There's some beautiful, see, that's the old, but see, you can see how those bubbles form and burst right away?
Yep.
when it starts to thicken up, you're going to see them hesitate before they burst. I'll be right back. Oh, we got a sink right here.
So who's still here? What's going on to whoever's still here? Say hi. Talk to me.
Yellow monkeys. It's looking good, looking good. See, it's starting to stick to the edge of the pan, right? It's turning from vinegar to, something a little bit thicker.
And then the raspberry compote that I'm going to make, it's basically just boiling, well, not boiling, but cooking the raspberries, simmering them in some...
Yeah, all berries love citrus.
Yeah, so some lemon and lime.
Lemon and lime juice, I like that. I mean, anything citrus is beautiful, but you want that tartness, especially with anything sweet, helps give you a balance. A little bit of salt, because everything needs a little bit of salt. But it helps bring out the moisture, again, in those berries. But not too much, because you want to balance out. And you may need some sweetening. So, I'd do maple syrup or...
Yeah, we have maple syrup and raw sugar to choose from.
Real cane sugar, not sugar in the raw. Actual, real sugar. Because that molasses and that unrefined, it's a little bit closer. Again, not all sugar's bad, not all carbohydrates are bad, but the more refined it gets, the less nutrients and food it becomes. But yeah, and we're thinking if we need to sweeten it, if not, yeah, you'll probably have to sweeten it. It's raspberries, but not too heavy because we want it to show the tartness of the raspberries, right? Still. So
and it's going to go on some nice rye bread.
That's up to you what you put it on. I'd put it on anything.
I'd put it on me.
No, let's not go there. Oh, see, there we go. See, there. See how sometimes you can see the bottom of the pan. See, I'm not a liar, right? You see how that's doing, but it's still very liquid and how it takes up the space again. You're gonna want that to take a lot longer than that, but you can see how it thickens, and you see how little you get left in the end. I mean, we had what, a quarter of a quart, or 250 mils.
Yep.
And as I thought, we may be lucky to get 50 mils out of this, right? Or even an ounce and a half, maybe even if we're lucky. Right? How can you tell that I'm married to a border lady? I speak metric and Fahrenheit. Okay, and did we not put the timer on the Boss the second time around? You said the timer had to end, right? Okay.
Still on.
Okay, good. 19 minutes left. Beauty. All right, because we got multiple things going here. We're not just sitting here forgetting. Watch yourself here. Okay. Ooh, can you see that? How the juices is coming out of the top. That's exactly what you want. That juice is coming out all caramelized and all that. Oh,
so right now that's
look at this. So you see how your bubbles, how they're starting to form, and they seem to stick, right? They seem to survive a little bit longer. But what you need to do with the balsamic, as I said, it seems to get kind of like, different areas to it. But it's probably because of the pan we're using.
And my house isn't completely level.
Okay. But as far as how it concentrates down, how it reduces, it seems if you don't stir it properly, you'll have one section you'll have one section that's overly reduced compared to another section. So mix it first. When you start to see those bubbles kind of stick around, mix it up. Make sure it wasn't just that one little section where you have a hot spot from the pan or the whatever you're having to cook with. And as you can see here, it comes back up to temp very quickly. But see, we've almost here developed its surface tension along the edge there. It hasn't even taken the complete edge of the fry pan back. So we're pretty close. Keeping in mind, this being as warm as it is, it flows a lot easier than it will once it cools down. So the beauty of it is if you don't reduce it enough, you can just go back. But you see there, see how now it sticks to to the sticks to the spoon. How
Yep.
it didn't before. You know what I mean? It left a residue, of course, but it didn't stick. So there you go. So we'll just take that off the heat because I think we were spending too much time talking about it. But yeah, see, that seems rather thin, right? But I guarantee you, once that cools down, that's going to be pretty thick. It may even be something you might have to spread. Now, if you're experimental like me and you end up taking her a little too far, as I said, you can just throw in a little bit of any other kind of vinegar you have. The higher quality, the better. White vine's nice because it's actually not a bad flavor. I mean, that's what balsamic vinegar is. It's a red wine vinegar that's been aged and yada yada. So yeah. Okay, so what can we go throw this in? Or
I gotta find something to put it in.
Okay, we'll leave her there. Let her cool down a little bit because we're gonna want to do that because it's not oil, but it's still hot enough to get you a good burn. Don't worry about it.
Oh no, I'm still looking. Oh well, I have these guys.
Glass, yeah, Anchor. Oh, I love Anchorware. Yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely love Anchorware. There you go, perfect. See how that sticks to the pan, eh?
Yes, sir.
Alright, so that might not be as thick as we want, but as I said, we can always experiment. And what's nice having it not overly reduced is you can use it in so many other ways. So, I mean, you could divide this again and reduce it further. Keep the two different kinds to use for different reasons, you know. The other cool thing is, I mean, God, we could do your strawberries in here. This is something that I would do, right? See, there's that nice dirty pan with the balsamic. Throw some strawberries in there. Just fry them up with some lemon zest, some lemon juice, a little bit of sugar. You know, toss that up with a little bit of cream and some yogurt. Boom, dinner. And you made yourself a balsamic reduction. All right? That's not a bad pan, I got to tell you.
Oh, that's a pan I bought for myself.
Okay, so I'll take that away from you here and wipe her down. Oh yeah, that is thick. Yeah. Okay, so that did reduce quite a bit. See here how it doesn't even want to, took a while for it to dissolve in the pan. That little bit only sat there for how long? Like I talked to you for what, 10 seconds? Mm-hmm. Yeah, look at that.
Oh yeah, she's on there good.
Yeah, so it looks pretty liquidy. So that was a big mistake I made early on. I reduced it too far. Again, assuming, you know, yeah, okay, it's warm, but I mean, God, it still looks like liquid. But that's going to be, God, it's going to be like plum sauce, if not thicker, I bet. You know? Now, don't screw with it. Just let it cool naturally. You know, you don't want to screw with the physics. You go throw it in the freezer, you might do something weird to it. So just let it cool down at room temperature. I mean, again, it's just a concentrated vinegar. It's not like it's going to get, you know, dangerously infected or anything. I keep my balsamic in the fridge. I don't know if you can just keep it out, but again, I think the more concern is not whether something is shelf stable, but whether you get other food in it and then that rots. So yeah. I guess that's about it. What else? Oh, I can check on the pears.
Yes, our pear. So our pear, what? It says 15 minutes left, so it's been in for 45 so far.
How long did you set this?
This one, I set it for another 30.
Another 30, and it was 35 first, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, good. At least someone's paying attention.
Oh, I pay attention.
How beautiful does that look? Oh, that's you in the light. We need a spotlight for you. We need a key grip. Do you have any interns on call?
No interns today. No interns today.
You bugger off there, monkey butt. He's like, what is going on? That must be intense. If that vinegar in the air is intense to us, imagine the poor things. How's it feel? Does it have any give at all?
It has a little bit of give.
A little bit? Not a lot. Okay, no. How long did you say that had been?
That would have been 45-ish.
Oh, yeah, my guess was an hour.
Your guess was an hour.
Yeah. Again, I don't know your stove, and it seems to be quite a distance away from the bottom. So let's crank her up to 3.5, 4. Did they call 4? Can we do it at 4? I can just... Oh, don't show me.
You're in.
No, don't show me. That's just... You're gonna get taken off YouTube for that. Terrorism.
Oh. There we go. It's going up to 4.
This is a bad choice.
Now, I'm going to go take a dump.
What?
You're in charge. That food you gave me, running through me.
No, that can't be possible. That was only like 20 minutes ago. Did I set it down, I guess, the sleep button? I don't know your phone, so I couldn't do nothing.
That's okay. We're here.
Oh, did it not go down?
No.
I think it came back up when you turned it back on, though, 'cause I tried to check on mine. It says stream was down. It doesn't matter. No one's there anyways. So, what are we doing here? Did we do another